So we're now entering the new episode where everybody is still in this improv class and Marie wants to get out and leave because she can't handle the truth because Tambra called out, we need trust. And since Marie acted in untrustworthiness, she wants to leave. But I don't like the way Marie liked to be up on her high pedestal, looking down on people and say she got the most to lose as if nobody else does, and trying to tell Letitia, do you hear all the shit they saying to me? I wasn't mad at Latrice for getting in Marie's ass. I was not. But what I don't like is when Marie and Letitia get into these arguments of trying to convince Marie to stay, I want Letitia to let Marie go. Because I'm not about to constantly have to deal with Marie having these dramatic exits and wanting all the attention on her. I ain't got time for it, okay? Let her go. Let her go. But Marie lacks self-awareness, so she did convince Marie to stay so she can have her announcement. Fine. She mentioned the couples trip to New Orleans. Okay, she's hosting a brunch there. She wants everybody to come. This could be an opportunity for them to rebuild their relationship. Now, Marie asks, is Antoinette coming? And Antoinette said respectfully in front of God and everybody, Letitia Pearson, you are so full of shit. And I said, thank you, Antoinette. All right. Now, after being called out, Letitia said, you so full of shit, but then saying she was going to invite her. No, you weren't. Even in the confessional, you wondering, why is she even here? Letitia, you weren't going to invite her. No way. Like, miss me. And I wish we would have gotten the confrontation that was needed so Antoinette can tell you how wrong you were for accusing her of trying to sleep with your husband. I wish we would have gotten that moment, because that's what Antoinette got a problem with you about. And when Antoinette was leaving, it's all this commotion. Everybody is talking. I can see the words under Antoinette's mouth by saying, as moving forward, we need your storyline not to be about your husband cheating on you, which has been the truth. Now, Marie said, don't attack a husband. Why? Marie, you attack everybody else. You come for everybody else, so why can't Antoinette say that? Go away, Marie. Go away, go away. That's the double standard, Marie, because you need to be held accountable for the shit you did to Tambra. And Antoinette wasn't lying. How Letitia's storyline have been about Glenn cheating on her. Move out of here. Move out, move out. Now, everything happened way too fast, okay? You see Antoinette walking towards the door. I think Marie kind of touched her. And then it's been like, don't touch me, don't touch me. Letitia runs to Marie, says she got into your face for attention. I don't know what attention. And it's just a whole bunch of commotion between Antoinette, Marie, and Letitia, okay? The producer stepped in and said, nobody's touching her. Nobody's touching her. They're making sure Antoinette gets escorted out, and that's how it ended. For me, I'm like, so Marie and Letitia were trying to double team her? Wow. That's crazy. So with everybody leaving, you see Akeisha, Gucci, Latrice, and Antoinette outside. And Antoinette is asking, did you think what I said about husbands affected y'all? Akeisha said, no, I know you weren't talking to me. Gucci didn't feel that hit. It was only towards Letitia. Okay, and she said that's the reason why I have a problem with her. The collective cannot move forward is because of Letitia. And Antoinette was not wrong. Antoinette was not lying. Letitia Pearson has been the start of all of the bullshit in regards to the collective. Letitia Pearson have done a lot of sneaky, slimy, sneaky shit all throughout this time. What she did to Tambra a couple of seasons ago when she brought Damon's mystery woman, that wasn't cool. Like, come on now. We've seen the shit that Letitia does. We've seen the plotting that she does. Letitia Pearson is the reason why the group isn't where it should be. Absolutely. Absolutely. And Latrice is like, whew, my girl has really been feeling this all this time. She has not let go when it came down to them accusing her of trying to sleep with their husbands. Like, it's really been affecting her. And it has. That's why I don't understand y'all. I don't get it. So back in the class, Letitia crying again. Like, I've really been trying to do things to make it better. I know I've done some things, but I love y'all. Okay, shut up, Tisha. So Marie's telling her to let it all go. But Tambra said, okay, well, she has to talk through it, Marie. That's the whole point. You know what? Since we're here, let's have a conversation. Okay, let's hear. Come on, come on. So Tambra said, I need to understand why you did this, because I did nothing to you for what you did to me. Now, Marie's all about, can you handle the truth? Can you handle the truth? Yes, but I need to let you know what you did to me was wrong. See, Marie wanted to control the conversation to make it seem as if she had a right to do what she did, but she didn't. Okay? So, she said, this guy reached out to Letitia because he said, you lied on him. We want to know what he got to say, because men don't come out and defend their name like this. Women do. Okay? And when she said that, Tambra said that should have been a red flag right there. But Marie didn't want to hear it, okay? She felt like at the end of the day, while he told us what he told us, my point is, why did he have to tell me what's going on? As me being your friend, why wasn't I aware of it? That was the whole point of Marie doing all of this, because Tambra never told Marie of what was going on. For me, that's you escaping accountability, Marie. That's petty. Like, that was a roundabout way for making it Tambra's fault that Tambra never told Marie of what she was going through, how she had a stalker that she's been in court with, and like, why did it have to go to the point where I had to have a conversation? You should have had a conversation with him in the first place. Now, of course, it didn't go anywhere because Tambra said, it's getting late, let's take this outside. And the conversation was needed, but I felt like Marie wanted to make sure that her reasoning was heard first before she understood Tambra's reasoning. And like Tambra said, I got you. I understand that you didn't know this about me, but can I tell you how it made me feel that you did this though? And it ended from there. But we're going to find out what else occurred in the next scene. So now we get to JJ. JJ is heading over to his stepdaughter's baby daddy's barbershop. His name is Zay. He owns his own barbershop that has a bar, that has a pool table. Very nice. So I see you trying to promote, a family member's business. I love that. Good for you. And also it's to have the fellas have a nice place to meet up. And a barbershop is definitely a man's place to meet up. And when Willie comes in, he's really going hard trying to promote his son-in-law, because that's what he calls him. And I have a question, JJ. Are you doing the exact same things as Star and Sky? Because I think that one of your twin daughters is engaged. So I just want to know, like, are you promoting what their baby daddies do? Do you carry the same relationship with their significant others as you do to Dee's baby daddy? I hope you're not playing favorites, and I hope you're not just sucking it up to be there for D while you're not being there for the rest of your girls. I just want to know. So when Glenn and Cliff came in, JJ was talking about D and Zay's relationship, how they're not together right now. They're going through some tough times, just like when you and the teacher separated. But like Glenn said, that's in the past. Why you bring it up again? Because JJ didn't know they got back together, but I don't understand how he didn't know. And I'm probably thinking too literal on this, but when you want to compare Dee's relationship to Letitia's and Glenn, we know they separated because Glenn cheated. Are you saying that Dee's not with her baby daddy because he wasn't faithful? I just want to know. I really want to know. So JJ asked Glenn, is he on break or he ready to go back home or ready to go back to work? He said, no, I'm home, but not really, knowing that Glenn is home permanently. And Glenn is talking about how he wants to get into entrepreneurship. So JJ and Willie are going back and forth, joking around the time that Glenn was in the studio making a song for Letitia, and they were like, oh, you got a contract, for the rap gig. Oh, you working as a producer now, huh? Like, Glenn was really getting highly offensive over jokes that everybody was making fun of already, Glenn. Everybody was already making fun of you making that damn song, so you can't just showing up with Willie, just made a mockery of your song. Everybody did, okay? Like, first of all, Willie didn't shy away from how he felt about your decision to rap. Hell, everybody did. Like, anytime it was something to be said, he said it. Like, it was funny. Like, you are approaching your 40s, sir. What you want to be a rapper for? Like, good night and goodbye. Like, get out of here. So I think Glenn's intimidation about Willie is that he really thinks he's better, but I don't think he really had a chance to really get to know Willie. I think y'all are feeling intimidated because Willie used to be a professional football player. And he carries himself to a high standard that you guys just don't have. I think that's what it is. And then, Cliff's coming in defending Glenn, his best friend, his boo thing. And then he told Willie, you acting like a female. And I'm like, Cliff, where do you get that from? He said, there's no bitch in my blood. And I don't know how you calling me a woman when you wearing all pink. You look like you're about to pick up some kids. You got the same color tracksuit. Boy, good night and goodbye. Like, why do Cliff always trying to test somebody's manhood? But yet, we caught you this season before wondering what was underneath a dancer's package. What are you talking about? Like, whew. So now Glenn mentions the New Orleans trip and all the couples are invited. And JJ, like, we're going to have a lot to talk about. So Willie and JJ had the idea to invite Cliff and Glenn onto their podcast. They've had a podcast for a while now. It's very funny. I love it. And it's all about just men having conversations, drinking, maybe smoke some cigars and have a good time. And Cliff's talking about being around proper energy. Willie's like, we are here at a bar. All we need is Mike. So what do you mean proper energy? What are you talking about? He said, I need a drink to be around you. Cliff, what is your issue with Willie? I really want to understand. What is your problem? So I don't understand. And like Willie, he was going back and forth with Cliff, and I was here for what he was reading him for Phil. It's like, I don't understand what your issue is with him. I really, really don't. Like, there's underlying tension between Willie and Cliff that I don't understand for. And when he wanted to call Willie baloney, like he called Willie something. And Willie threw it right back at him saying he ready to go for a bake sale. He ready to go pick up some kids and do some cooking. Like, get the fuck out of here with that. Like, nigga, what? So Cliff and Glenn left and don't understand what the reason is. So while they're getting ready to leave, Cliff is in the confessional talking about he mad about the way Willie has said a lot about him the season before and all the energy that Akeisha has for Latrice, because in his mind, he thinks that Akeisha is jealous of Latrice. Where is she jealous of? I'm sorry, Latrice. I ain't got nothing against you. But why would Akeisha be jealous of Latrice? Who told you that? Did Latrice say something to you when she wasn't in a good place with Akeisha? You summed it up. Like, why are you so concerned about what so I don't you see how I can't even explain it because I don't understand. Like, what? That makes no sense. And then the question is manhood or what a man is. I mean, like, Cliff, you really don't have room to talk about what a man is because you stay involved in other people's situations, especially Glenn's. And first of all, I can't even understand the words you're saying because you can't understand Cliff without subtitles. You need a whole dictionary to mean what he says. But I don't understand that he wants to give Willie the honorary Belle title because he's acting like a female. What is the reaction of him acting like a female? Like, what is it? Like, because he called you out for your behavior, he was throwing shade for shade, Cliff. You can't handle it? Like, get out of here. Like, I need to understand something. I really do. But anyway, we're going to move on from there. We got Latrice. She's promoting an event as an ambassador to bring awareness to how important voting is. Go out and vote. Your vote means something. It's something to be fulfilled in. And when Latrice gave in and spoke her speech, she did a very good job. Like, it pretty much take away how people were making assumptions with the way that she didn't handle herself properly with the last speed engagement she did with the other ladies. But she was very good in this moment. Like, she's definitely gotten better at public speaking. So she invited who she wanted to invite, which was Selena and Tamara. They came and showed her support. And they're talking about the improv class and how Antoinette had a lot of energy and built a frustration for Letitia. And Tamara wasn't surprised because the fact that she hasn't seen them in all these years and there have been a lot of talks and her having an underlying tension and issue between Marie and Letitia is completely understandable. And Letitia said, I am not apologizing for Antoinette's actions. That was her actions, and the way she handled it was on her. I am her friend. I am her homegirl. You cannot blame me for what she did, and you don't have to, Latrice. You don't. Neither does Antoinette. She had every right to say what she said, and she meant what she said. So we get to Tamara's and Marie's conversation. And she said, I was caught up in the moment because we all needed to say what we need to say, but we need to have a longer conversation off camera. And in the end, Marie finally understood how serious her situation was and that the way that Marie went about it was wrong. Like, everything. We saw them walking out the class. We see Tamara holding her phone to Marie's face, maybe showing some documents, maybe some recordings that she can listen. And now that Marie got the entire story of what had occurred, now she got it. For me, I think that didn't even have to be explained in great detail for Marie to understand how detrimental the situation was with Tamara. She should have just went about it a different way. Like, I'm sorry, Marie, you wrong as fuck for that. Like, I'm never gonna not say that. Like, even if you had to hear it blow by blow, piece by piece, from beginning to end, the way you went about it is still not cool. Like, that was wrong, that was foul, that was sneaky, that was mean, that was distasteful. Like, it was just out of pocket for you to do that. But hey, she finally got it. She finally understood. I just wish we would have seen it, but I guess it wasn't needed because this was a very, very serious situation and maybe did need to be televised, so I can understand that. So now we're talking about New Orleans. And Damon is not going to be able to go because he got to work and he got to watch the baby. Tamara, I'm sorry, Latrice is going. And she said, I really do need this type of break because I have been stressing out so much when it comes to opening two businesses together. Her and Cliff going back and forth. And that was pretty much the end of that scene. So now we got Letitia. Letitia and Glenn are at the house discussing the New Orleans trip. They're getting very excited about it. And Marie is coming, but Marie is not part of a couple. So Glenn makes a joke about, is she bringing her special friend, meaning her vibrator. Letitia defended Marie with the quickness by saying, don't talk about my friend like that. If she wants to bring her vibrator, she can bring her vibrator. But Marie is coming over to Letitia's house because something is wrong. When she did come over, Marie is distraught. She's been crying. And she said somebody tried to unalive her. There was camera footage of two men either walking or running down the street, and they just started popping off bullets. It was rapid fire from one end of her home to the other end. Her whole house is full of bullet holes. And she was like, why would someone wants to shoot up my home? And she's thanking God that her mom wasn't there, her daughter wasn't there, she wasn't there, because why did this happen? Now that her home is in a wreck, she was like, I can't live there anymore. I can't go back. Glenn and Letitia opened up their home for her to live in until she gets a new home. And y'all, let me tell you this. I had every intention of not believing Marie that this happened until I saw the footage. That was horrible. That was scary. And I'm going to put my own situation in this mix. About a couple of weeks ago, I was driving home. I was driving my kids to school. And as me turning left, I had a green light. One car came and made a huge U-turn, swerved so close he could have hit my car, to stop in the middle of the street to have an arguing match with the car he was arguing with on the same street as him. He's throwing things, and then I'm hearing gunshots, and I am speeding off, and that shot the shit out of me because I did not expect to be in that type of situation where I could have been seriously hurt and my children over something that I didn't even know. So for Marie, I definitely sympathize with you about something that you did not believe could have happened. And why did it have to happen? You are very much blessed and happy to be alive. I'm very happy and blessed to be alive as well. So I can sympathize with Marie about it. A completely isolated incident that never would have occurred. Like, you never would have thought this would happen to you. So I can definitely understand that. I do have sympathy for Marie. I do. And something that was completely unwarranted, and she doesn't even know what happened. And she was like, what did your kids say? What did your mom say? Does anybody have any clue how this could have happened? She said nobody knows anything. And I'm wondering who would have the intentions of doing this to Marie. Who? Was it your mom? Is there anybody from your mother's past? Is there anybody from your son's past? Because we don't know how he's been doing and how he's been handling being a parent of multiple children. Like, what's going on with him? But other than that, I am very saddened to see Marie in this state. She didn't deserve this. And I'm hoping that she's seeking help on her how to move forward from this, because this was a very scary situation. And we're going to move on. So we get Gucci. Gucci is setting up for her daughter to come over, Dee, because she's been in a very dark place lately. And when she came by, they asked her how is co-parenting. She said, I 100% do not recommend. So I think the relationship is getting better. It's getting cordial. But there are some days that they're good and there are some days that they're bad, which means that she still has some residual feelings about how their relationship had become and how it ended. And she doesn't want to go through those old emotions again. She feels a bit better. She said he is a great dad, but I just feel like there's still some hurt and pain left in the relationship that she still has not let go of. And Dee was in the middle of getting some counseling, but she stopped going. She said it didn't help her. I wonder if it didn't help you because you expected it to be done faster, or it was because that person that you were receiving counseling from couldn't really help you fight through what you want to, like, you know, let go of, move forward, or you were making it hard for you to really receive the counseling, receive the not the treatment, but, you know, I guess go through the up and down, the roller coaster of expressing how you feel. I don't think you were ready to really do the work. And apparently, you know, Dee went through a very, very dark place where she was, you know, about to be pushed over the edge. You know, Gucci got a call about where's Dee because the baby was dropped out somewhere else. They were trying to find her. It was referencing a very, very dark moment that Dee was probably getting ready to take her own life. And that's why she's just so lost. And she's been stuck in that place for almost 2 years. Like she's trying to be grounded. Obviously, giving birth can definitely carry postpartum depression, and what she's been enduring since she was a child and now navigating a relationship that obviously did not end well. So she is going through a lot, okay? And Gucci was reassuring her, I want you to get better for you, okay? And if you can't find it with this type of therapy, you need to go back and figure out how we can get you a new therapist because we need you to be here. You should want to be here. You got a daughter to live for. You got yourself to live for. We got to make sure you get the right help, which I appreciate Gucci for doing. And then her daughter is turning 2. So we need to plan a birthday. And we're mentioning the other girl. Star is going to be there. They haven't really heard or seen them since the reunion, but they're not having any tension. They're in a good place, which I'm very happy to see. So the fact that Gucci is seeing her daughter fixing with her stepsister, she's trying to enforce that same, that same push for Jay to do that. JJ's all about when he's ready and how he feels, and maybe, he still wants to make it about him being, respected and all this type of stuff. And Dee said, I remember a time where I disrespected Mr. J and the girls were not happy with me, so they wouldn't have accepted an apology from me because it wouldn't have been genuine. I hear that though, but Jay needs to get out of his own head and stop being petty and fix his relationship with his daughters. Like, they're not going to follow you to fix the relationship. You got to come to them. You the father, okay? But either way, we're moving on. So, Willie, Akeisha, JJ, and Gucci are headed to a podcast studio so they can film their episode of. The majority of how their podcast is being filmed, they do it over FaceTime calls. So now they're in the same place at the same time. They're going to film an episode, which I love. And I also love the friendship that Willie and JJ have created. And it was also nice to see them have moments where they introduced their wives and they talked about intimacy. These two men are discussing their needs, okay? Their needs have not been met when it comes to their wives. And JJ refers to the first time when him and Gucci hooked up, she was like a rabbit. But now she ain't been popping like she used to. And but Akeisha talks about we are women approaching those ripe, mature ages, and I get tired when it comes to the children, but I'm also realizing I am extra tired, I'm extra fatigued and not in the mood because I'm going through menopause. Gucci can relate to the same thing. Her going through menopause affects her mood, it affects her energy, and she don't really be wanting to do it as much. So for me, these two men need to suck it the fuck up and accept that their women are not going to be in the mood because they're going through the change, okay? So now we're scheduling, how many times could we have sex in a week? Jay is talking about having sex 4 times in a week. She was like, 4? Oh, can we break it down to 2? Like, I got a job. Don't you have a job? Don't we got shit to do? Like, If you want to do that, that means I'm not going to be cooking. It's going to be one home-cooked meal for once a week if you want to have all this much time to have sex. And Willie, he has 2 times a week too because of what he has to accept, because when you're going through the change, you're not going to be in the mood all the time. And as men, y'all got to be patient and understanding. And also, hell, don't y'all got toys, porn, do what you do. Like, y'all can't expect for y'all wives to be hot and ready all the time. Well, I don't want to be in the mood all the time either. Like, get away from me with that. But I do love the honesty and transparency that these two couples have in regards to their relationship. They're not hiding anything. Like, they got regular problems like everybody else. So Willie and JJ end up telling their wives about when they all met up with the other fellas. And Glenn felt like Willie's jokes about the rap, he felt like I was really dogging him out. But I was just joking, like everybody else. They were just joking, right? Then Cliff wanted to come at me saying I'm acting like a woman, and I gave him the exact same shade he was giving me, calling him Auntie Clifford and go pick up the kids, all that type of stuff. Like, please, don't come at me. So in the confessional, Willie says, I do not think I am better than Glenn, but I understand that I hold myself to the high standard, okay? And if there is something that doesn't fit my standard, I will say something. And I don't give a fuck how you feel. And I think that's the problem. Y'all really do feel some type of way about how Willie hold himself, how he represents himself. He represents himself with major confidence. He got it like that. He means what he says. He's about his actions. And y'all really are intimidated by that. Like, it's not even that damn deep. But I do think that holding yourself to a high regard, holding yourself to a high standard and morale, It could be an intimidation tactic for another person who doesn't carry that same confidence. But either way, y'all can't change Willie. But to confirm, they're talking about New Orleans. And Selena had a conversation with Akeisha about is she coming or not. And just really trying to respect the no contact order. And that's what Gucci was doing. I just wanted to be certain because we're trying to figure it out. How are we going to work out? Because we know she's a part of the group. But if you have a no contact order, then we got to maneuver around it. But at the end of the day, y'all can't keep on escaping the conversation y'all need to have with Selena because how long are we going to go through this, okay? Y'all got a whole season to film and y'all got to have some time where y'all are in one place. But I understand. But like Gucci, you said the episode before, you are in a comfortable place to have a conversation. All I'm saying. But moving on from there, so we get Gucci. She is at her house celebrating her granddaughter's second birthday and she really did not have much in the decision making because Dee wanted to do it all on her own. And it was a nice turnout. I see a pony ride, I see balloons, I see barbecue, and Star came with her little boy. And I do love that Dee and Star have retained their relationship like they have when they were children. And I'm loving the fact that Star showed more maturity than her own father to show up for her sister's daughter's birthday. Like, Jaja, you couldn't even make it to your daughter's baby shower. And your oldest daughter had more respect, I don't know, for her stepsister's daughter's birthday. You know what I'm saying? So, Marie comes in with her daughter. The teacher brings her son. Tamara comes, no show without the baby. I'm not mad at it. And the ladies are enjoying a nice glass of wine. Akeisha wasn't there. Her niece graduated. They're discussing the New Orleans trip. And Letitia initiated Tamara to be the host. And Tamara still has Letitia blocked, as she should. Then Marie chimed in. She said, I erase your number. But to see Tamara and Marie, you know, laughing and being around each other and sitting on the same couch, this is what the collective is all about. Like, we're moving forward. Okay, yeah, moving forward, but I don't think that Tamara is going to trust Marie again. I think she got no problem, you know, regaining the friendship, but it's going to come when Tamara is ready. So she ends up talking about something that's been weighing heavily on her mind. Her results from her mammogram appointment. Now, she doesn't want a pity party, but they found something. I'm just trying to not make it sound like it's worse than what it is. And Tamara said, I've had 3 biopsies. It's really nothing to it. You're going to be fine. I understand. So I appreciate Tamara for giving her experience and confiding in Letitia and reassuring her everything's going to be great. Now, Marie want to know, where is Dee? Because they want to have a conversation about Dee's problems. Now, Letitia asks, why is she always blaming Gucci? Sometimes I don't like the way how blonde Letitia acts sometimes. And Gucci did admit that when her and JJ got together, they didn't care about the kids. They didn't care about how the kids felt. And when it came down to her meeting Selena, it was all wrong. It wasn't in the proper way that it should have been, which I appreciate that. I do appreciate Gucci holding herself accountable, that the way that she got involved with her new husband wasn't cool. She pretty much dismissed and left her children behind for the sake of him. And we now get to, you know, that where her daughter is having so many issues. And now we're discussing this dark place that her daughter was reaching. And they found her daughter at a bridge where she was pretty much ready to let go. She turned off her phone. She's calling Akeisha to find out where she's at. They found her location and was able to convince her to get some help. And Marie talks about life is too short. Okay, life is not going to guarantee us a lot of tomorrows. She reflects on her situation and tells her you need to make it right with Selena. You do. Because you're not going to have multiple chances on figuring out how to fix it when you need to fix it. Then Marie mentions how last week I almost lost my life. I was 10 minutes away from returning home when I discovered that my house had literally been shot up by 2 people. From one end to the house, the other end is riddled with bullets. So from Marie's perspective, you do need to make right with Selena. You need to get your family back in order. Because you need to know tomorrow's not promised. Y'all need to fix it. And I appreciate Marie for telling Gucci that. Like, enough is enough. Let's get this going. Let's get this fixed. Now, of course, everybody is shocked to hear this news about Marie. And Tamara said, you live in a good neighborhood, in a gated community. So how could this have happened to you? That's the question. How can someone come inside a gay community and decide to shoot up a house? Why? So when D comes in, Marie ends up walking up to her, giving her a hug, and telling her, I am here if you have something you want to talk about. Sometimes when you are going to that dark place, family cannot be the right people you need to talk to. Sometimes you need to hear from someone who maybe has a different opinion and maybe can resonate with what you're feeling. And anything you tell me stays with us. And Letitia's in the background appreciating what Marie said. You're not alone. You're a beautiful girl. You got a lot to live for. Like, we're going to make sure you're good. And I appreciate all of the ladies coming together and supporting D in this moment. Now, when D said, I'm good. You know, I got a good relationship with church. I speak to God. You're going to need more than that. Like, you're going to need actual help. You're going to actually need to talk to somebody, okay? When they exchanged numbers, I loved it. And, you know, Marie even reflects on a time when she almost took her life. She told Letitia at Willie's birthday party. She spoke about her mom leaving her when she was 9 years old, and also leaving a failed marriage that she never really went through. I was at my ends meet. I was done. Now she's happy that she is alive, she's well, and she's living in her faith and moving forward. I love to see this part of Marie. It's relatable. You know what I'm saying? It's her showing this transparency. It's very authentic. I love this, you know? Appreciate it. So, moving on from there, that was a lovely scene. I appreciate that. We get Letitia. Letitia's in her office calling the catering company for her brunch in New Orleans. Everything is getting finalized. She is super happy. Then Cliff comes over, unannounced. Now, he said he came on his own accord, that Latrice did not tell him to come over here, but he is here on Glenn's behalf because Glenn had a conversation with Cliff to discuss his plans on quitting his job and entering entrepreneurship. But, Glenn is having a hard time trying to get Letitia to understand what plans he has for them. So he enlisted Cliff to go to Letitia and convince her that everything should be all good. You know what I'm saying? Trust Glenn, trust the process, and how he has everything all lined up. But my thing is this. Glenn, why would you send another man to talk to your wife about what you have planned for her? Why can't you talk to your wife? Why bring a spokesperson to speak on your behalf? And Cliff, this is you acting like a female. Why are you getting involved in another man's marriage? Why? Stay out of marital business, Cliff. Because you don't want everybody in your shit, but you gonna stay in Glenn's shit. Good night. So Letitia is like, first of all, why is Cliff here on your behalf? That's sneaky. You going down the wrong road, having your goon come and tell me what you have planned for me and you. I thought me and you were partners. So I don't need you to bring me your secretary to relay a message to me. So she is expressing to Cliff that it took me off guard that he told me he'd quit his job. Like, she knows Glenn makes great money. I'm pretty sure you know that. So why didn't he tell me? Then it's the security that she had. It's the insurance that she was, counting on. I never had to worry about that. It was always covered with Glenn. But now since Glenn don't have insurance, I don't know what I'm going to do when it comes to my health issues, what I'm nervous about. Like, what's going on here? And Letitia is the last person to discover that he quit his job because apparently there have been other people who were aware of Glenn quitting his job. Now, knowing that Cliff has let Letitia know about how he felt with being gone so much, that he was thinking about quitting, but he never told her when. If he had told her when, then they could have came together, come up with a plan to keep them afloat. That's the whole point, you know what I'm saying? Then when Cliff told Letitia maybe he couldn't talk to you because it might have been an argument, I'm like, Cliff, get out of these people's business. You are in no shape, form, or fashion to tell another woman's wife what she should feel or how she should react in regards to hearing news that her husband just quit his job. That their paycheck, the paycheck they've been getting from his job all these years have been consistent. That's what I've been used to. Now you're changing the course of action. And Cliff reveals that while quitting his job, he was getting in talks with a friend who owns a trucking business and he bought a box truck. She's like, what? What you mean? So you know about him buying a box truck? No, I didn't. Now Cliff in the confessional feeling like he's been set up at this point because he thought that he was telling Letitia news that she already was aware of and was having a hard time just understanding Glenn's process. You know what I'm saying? But no, you told her new information that she didn't even know. So you were willing to be set up by this man because you thought that you were telling him something. You thought that you were telling his wife something she already knew was having a hard time accepting, and that's not the case. So him acting like, oh, I think I had it in a dream. I think I said something different. I don't know what I said. It's like, shut up, Cliff. So what? Freeze. Again, I just said it. You revealed the news that Glenn bought a box truck, something that Letitia did not know. Now that's 2 strikes against you, Glenn. You quit your job without telling your wife. You bought a box truck without telling her. You letting all your business be revealed by your friend here, and your wife is left feeling like the last person. She don't feel important, Glenn. And you doing all this shit the day before y'all go to New Orleans? Oh, that ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. So we gonna find out when she questions him when they head to New Orleans. But Glenn, you ain't right for doing that. And Cliff, stay out of these people's relationships. See, you definitely was giving female vibes in this moment, because what you doing defending Glenn like this for? What you doing telling his wife how Glenn is feeling? You not his wife, you his friend. You ain't got no place to do that. Ooh, that's not right, Cliff. Well, both of y'all. It ain't right for both of y'all. Y'all get on my face with this shit. But y'all, that was pretty much it. Next episode is going to be really, really good. But that's all I have. Please stay tuned for my next video, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.